Hello YouTube. Hello YouTube. This is Balor Mage again. This is gonna be our first update or second video. I don't know what we call this. First or second, whatever. First update on our solo self-found character. For those who missed the last video, we started a CI Power Siphon Mine Trickster. We were CI before Katava 10, and that's the first solo self-found character that I've done, so everything has been fresh from there onwards. We've made quite a few improvements since day one, but we got quite a long way to go. We are up to 6.7k ES now, significantly higher than before. We've crafted new bases, we've found cool amulets, we've done all sorts of things, but I do have to say Power Siphon's still performing quite well. My damage, I'm gonna say acceptable. It's certainly not low, but it could be higher. That's mostly, I think, because my weapon. I've been struggling to craft a weapon. I've been doing many essences trying to make myself a new weapon. Another downside is perhaps a mistake I've made, which is I myself spec'd into all the real hard shit right away. So I'm in tier 16 maps, doing essences with a full essence tree with Ghosted Rogue Exiles, doing Maven Witnessed, multiple extra boss things all at once on my first character, and that has made me feel like my DPS is a bit lower than it really is, where in reality I have about 5 million DPS right now, which I think is pretty good. The second upgrade solo self-found, haven't even gotten to 4 watchstones yet. Like, I think it's doing quite well, but I've spec'd into some real hard stuff, so it's I maybe should have gone an easier way, but I'm not familiar with solo self-found yet. So first we'll jump in and show everybody where we're up to. So here's our character. We did craft quite a few things, but before we go through that, let's go over our lucky drops. First lucky drop, I got one of these Axiom crystal belts, which I have just straight up never used in trade. That's just not something, it's just not a belt that I would normally use, but it does have 24% increased elemental damage with attacks per power charge, of which we currently have 5. So that's 120% increased damage on a belt with just a truckload of energy shield. Unfortunately, no resists or anything like that. No accuracy roll, no stats. So eventually it will have to get replaced. It was a pretty good find. Second thing I found was a Fury Valve. We found that from Katarina. The way this works with Power Siphon, I don't even really understand, to be honest, because it's supposed to make it so that you fire 2 additional projectiles, but then you don't get any extra projectiles. You're supposed to fire just 1, and then it splits towards that many targets. But what seems to be happening with Power Siphon is I now fire Power Siphons at 7 targets, which is more than before, and then split only once. It just says projectiles split towards 1 target. So each mine, of which I throw 3 at a time, hits 7 mobs if they're around, and then splits towards 1 extra mob. I don't know why it works that way. It shouldn't, but it's real good for clear, so I'm using it. The other thing is it doesn't do anything for single target though. So a different amulet for single target, something to swap into, would probably be good. I would probably like that, but I don't have that right now. We've still got this ring that we found in very early white maps, which is absolutely gross and gives me bleed immunity, so that's fantastic. We crafted a new chest. It's objectively bad, but way better than what I had, and 5 linked. These are not the implicits that I want, but it is what I have. Unfortunate mana roll, barely any resistances, but it got me some energy shield, some evasion. We're pretty good on that. We crafted a new helmet. Again, not great, but got me up in the energy shield. Energy shield on the helmet gives me more evasion. So now we're up at 6.7k with flasks up, 45,000 evasion, feeling quite tanky. We did make also, I believe this is a new shield, but again, no suffixes, no resistances, semi-okay prefixes. We've got, again, just some evasion, some energy shield. We are starved for resistances. We do have cap, just a tiny bit over, but not much. And we've still got some pretty terrible gear on, like this, that's res capping us with its 127 life roll and only 40 energy shield. Terrible here. Lastly, we did make a new weapon. It's still not a fantastic weapon. We have a tier 2 essence lightning, a tier 7 cold, crafted spell damage, and some crit multi, and some resistance, which we're currently using to cap. I need the resistance on my weapon. So plenty of gear upgrades left to go. We're going pretty good on the town, up to rank 11 on the miners, so they actually start handing me out some gold. Rank 9 on farming, we'll be doing that next. We got smelting going on and like one ship that I keep sending out. That's all I can really afford. Gold is a problem. Gold is a huge problem. I just cannot get enough gold at all. We've upgraded our runesmith like a little bit just to get some flat damage, but that's it. I can't get enough gold at all. I'm gonna have to come up with a gold farming atlas and change into that to get this done. I almost wish I had started like that, but there we are. And lastly, this is what our atlas looks like, which may have been a mistake. I'm still getting a little bit of Jun for crafting, but we are full into all the essence nodes, except crystal resonance, because I couldn't deal with that. Full into all the essence nodes, taken ruckus, ghosted exiles, bunch of extra exiles down here. I was going to take this if I get enough points. We're in shrines to try and make us a little bit faster, and we are in some boss maps with Maven Witness. Obviously my next few points will end up in here. We're trying to collect the sets we need. That's the only atlas I have used so far. The one other thing worth mentioning as an update is I have dropped the pierce here, which is not ideal. The only reason I'm able to get away with it is because of the fury valve making me target way more mobs. But I dropped the pierce to get those points. Those points went into this lightning wheel so that I could get far more damage. Pretty happy with it overall. Progressing in solo self-found feels both exciting and also frustrating at the same time. I think the frustrating part is probably because I don't know what I'm doing, and the exciting part is like when I successfully crafted and 5-linked this garbage chest, I got excited about it because I'm on just such limited supply of everything that even making a half okay 5-link felt amazing. Same thing happened when I successfully hit a helmet that I knew was going to be over 400 ES. It's not even very good. It's a crafted percent, a tier 3 hybrid, and an essence roll with basically no suffixes, and I was still excited about it. Let's ignore the fire damage taken recouped his life. I ran out of Icarus, so it's just keeping that for now. But yeah, that's where we're at. Yeah, I also have this path building, which is our current state. If anyone is following along, please note that dropping this pierce is a bad idea unless you've got at least one pierce somewhere, unless you're using Fury Valve. I think if I have one pierce, like the implicit on the glove, or like the craft on a glove or helmet, or something like that, I think one pierce might actually be enough. But 0 pierce was not enough, except that I have Fury Valve. If I didn't have Fury Valve, I would need a pierce somewhere. But otherwise, you can see our tankiness has gone up quite a bit. We're up to 7k max fizz hit now. Our evasion's much higher than before, so we rarely are ever getting hit. All of our stats are just a lot better, realistically. And our damage, 5.2 mil, which is pretty reasonable. I'm pretty happy with it. It's getting me done with 10 ways. It's got me my Eater and X-Arch kill. They were fast enough. And that I think is all of my updates. For now, at least, I'm still enjoying solo self-found, so we'll see how long that continues. All right. Path building will be in the description, and I will see everybody next time. Goodbye.